how important is it to be aware of our body type, our genetics, and who we have been created to be, and what works best for us in that? So Tom, could you elaborate a little bit on the types of bodies, and we'll get into some of the nutrition and environmental and exercise type stuff that goes best with each type of body?
Yeah, totally. And just to touch on that before we dive into the genetics, it's exactly that. Those 4 points are a great start point for people to actually sit down, maybe pen and paper, and ask themselves, what do they want their lifestyle to look like? You know, what is their nutrition currently, and how can they tweak that? If not, you know, I hate tearing people's nutrition up and writing a whole plan, but how can we just adapt that, modify that to get them towards a certain goals that they want, physically or performance wise or body shape wise. But yeah, it's a great point. A lot of people just don't actually, you know, go through that process of writing down where they're at and where they want to be, and what it's going to take them to get there. And then if they have, you know, if individuals really have some deeper questions that they want, reach out, you know, speak to Heath, message me, maybe we can help you specifically there. But yeah, regarding the genetics, like you touched on, you've got your mesomorph, which is generally more muscular. You're very kind of gymnastic look, kind of thin waist, big shoulders, muscly type. That's more of a mesomorphic body build. Ectomorph are very usually thick, thin, kind of tall and thin, and struggle to put on muscle and even fat. They've just got a super high metabolism, so they've got to obviously make sure that they're getting in the good complex carbohydrates, probably eating a lot of meals more frequently, having their proteins and fats, definitely having a pre-carbohydrate meal before workouts, and yeah, just making sure that their focus is eat to get their gains if they're looking to put on muscle. And then you've got your endomorph, which are generally more, you know, shorter, stockier, larger body fat percentages, you know, looking at maybe like your front liner defenseman or sumo wrestler, or whatever it may be. And yeah, each of them have to be aware of generally what their genetic form looks like, and it's pretty, you know, you can somewhat look up your genetic line, but we also know that we can greatly influence this with lifestyle, with diet. So yeah, there's lots of different things that play into that. Our movement, and how we lift. You can do a gym workout, but that could be guided towards, you know, endurance movement, where you're doing higher reps, more back-to-back movements, which is going to really lean you down, get the metabolism fired up, get your heart rate up, and looking to kind of chisel you, which I've been doing a bit more of that kind of full Metcon-based workouts recently without the gym, a lot of body weight stuff. Or you want to be pushing some heavier weights, low reps, trying to channel the strength and power, which hopefully you guys have I know Heath has a good knowledge on this, but yeah, so those are your three kind of main body types, right?
Mm-hmm. Totally agree. Bob, what are your thoughts on body type and what you've noticed in your life? And you know, you've got a really athletic family with your daughter as an elite hockey player and other things. Have you really noticed in your coaching any differences in how the different types of bodies function best, and how do we get that ideal balance for each type?
It seems to me that I've watched, like, my family members, and I've watched the hockey teams that I've coached, that everybody, this is a big issue with all athletes at different times. It seems that some people can have maybe based on their body type, but probably more based on their habits and their rituals, have ended periods where they're at kind of an elite performance level, or where they're feeling their best, looking their best in their heads, right? Whatever their goals are, so they can maintain that for a certain period of time. But almost everybody I've seen, I would say everybody that I've seen has had ups and downs. And I really like what Thomas said. He talked about planning your days out, planning your weeks out. in terms of what you eat, how much exercise you have, because it just seems to me that there needs to be time for recovery. There needs to be time for elite stresses in your life that you're not prepared for. At times you have to work really hard and you don't have much time to exercise. A lot of people travel as well, very hard to exercise when you're traveling to Winnipeg in the middle of the winter. So it takes an extraordinary effort at sometimes to find those times to do it. So it seems to me that people go through ups and downs. Ups and downs last weeks or months, and in my case, probably years. And it does take something to get you back on track. It takes that initiative, that discipline. Maybe it takes a supporting, caring friend or a spouse. I know that in my family, one of the truths about our fitness level is everybody supports everybody else. So I know that it's really healthy for my wife to get out and run, play hockey, etc. So I make sure, as her spouse, to make sure that that sort of stuff happens. And if she doesn't get that time, then she's not at her 100% level. My children as well. So I make sure that that happens as part of my role in their lives, and they do the same for me. So it's that supportive environment that's really helpful.
This is great discussion. I think our body type, our genetics, our nutrition are key elements. The environment as well are key elements to what it is that we're focused on and what we're doing, right? Getting in proximity to people that are doing what we want to achieve.